In this spreadsheet, I'll say I'm contributing $1,000 every year. In column C, it shows how much you'll have if it grows by 8% each year. So 8% of 1,000 is $80. So you see that by the end of year 1, this 1,000 will grow to 1,080. And the way this is calculated in the spreadsheet is this formula right here, equals B2, which is this $1,000, plus $C $1. This fixes this value. So we have our initial 1,000 plus 8% of 1,000, which is that $80, and then we get 1,080. This next cell, C3, is a little more complicated because now this $1,080 plus our next contribution of 1,000 will grow by 8%. So we have C2, 1,080, plus B3, 1,000. That's the total amount we now have after we make our $1,000 contribution, plus 8% of that total. So that's what this is, C2 plus B3 in parentheses times cell C1, again fixed using these dollar signs. Since we didn't copy the formula from C2, it doesn't matter as much that we fixed cell C1, but I just wanted to keep it consistent so that it's less confusing. Really, we just want to make sure cell C1 is fixed in our formula in cell C3, since we're going to copy this down throughout the rest of column C. So after we add up last year's contribution and return, plus this year's contribution, and let it grow by 8%, we get $2,246. Now we can just take this and drag it down. We can go as many years down as we want, but let's just stick to 20 for now. And you can make sure that the formula is correct in the other cells. So cell C4 should be C3 plus B4. So what you have here, plus your new $1,000 contribution, and then plus 8% of that total. And so since we fixed C1, it will always multiply that times 8%. So this is how much you should have by the end of the third year, and so on. Now, you don't really have to know how to calculate each of these cells since I did it for you and provided you this template, but you can change the numbers here and here. So I have 8% compared with 0.05%, which is a regular bank savings rate. Personally, I use Ally Bank because they have a really high interest rate for savings accounts, 0.95%. Even their interest rate for the checking account is high, 0.85%. Let's just see what it looks like with 0.95% versus 0.05%. Well, if we calculate how much more I'll have after 20 years, I would make $2,000 more in interest. Of course, this is after 20 years, but still, the higher the rate, the better. Now, this is why I would prefer to have a set amount of savings in my bank account, but then put all extra money into a mutual fund. It's highly likely that you'll make a lot more over time in a mutual fund. Granted, it will go through some good years and some bad years, but on average, you might make 8 to 10% returns each year. So feel free to open this spreadsheet, go to File, make a copy, and then you'll be able to have your own copy that you can then edit and play around with.